There is a strategic way, and there is also what I call a anyhow way. Which would you choose? Hey, this is Melvin here, and welcome back to the Melvin Live Show. This is episode 42. And in episode 42, I'm going to continue with the series that I've been talking about since Sunday. And that is, how do you know that people are actually searching for your solutions? Now, if you have not seen the video on Sunday as well as the one on yesterday, please take a time to go view those two videos because they are so crucial, on especially the one yesterday, because I talk about the mindset that you must have, right? That you must have in order to be able to succeed in this game itself. Because if you hold certain assumptions and those assumptions are flawed to begin with, that's going to impact all the work that you're going to do later on. Imagine, you thinking about a way to solve a problem, but that way of thinking is fundamentally flawed. What's going to happen? It's, downstream, all the effort that you do, all the things that you do are likely going to lead you down the wrong path. And so, what is it that you must do now that you have embraced the right mindset? The next part is really the strategy. Now, when we talk about strategy, the best way to think about strategy is, the different options that you are going to pick, the different choices that you're going to make, the different decisions that you are going to make. Now, when we talk about decisions, of course, what comes to mind is a certain set of criteria. Now, when I say criteria, you want to think about this as conditions that must be met. Once this condition is met, then I will do this. Once these conditions are met, then I will do this. So there is a strategic way when it talked about understanding whether if people are searching for your solution or not. All right. And so if you're ready, let's get to it in today's show. Now, number one, what you really, really need to do, the first thing that you really, really must do is that you, first and foremost, you must be able to convert the solution that you have into, a problem that it can solve. Now, I understand we are all excited about the solution. We are all excited about the idea. We are all excited about what we can create and how we're going to make a dent in the universe. But hang on, right? Because you can think about that all you want. But if you are not able to tell people what problem does your solution solve, then you have no chance of even getting through to them. Because look, at the end of the day, the mindset here is as follows. I'm only paying attention to you if you can solve my problem. And so if you do not even know what problem does your solution solve, how can you even talk to me? Because, I would not be interested in listening to your solution until I know that your solution can solve my problem. Got that? So the first step that you really need to take is to really be sure that you are able to reframe or to be able to identify your solution and what problem does it solve. So that's number one. Now, once you have that straightened out, you know what problem does it solve. The next thing that you would want to do in a general sense of things is that you want to know, how many people are searching for that solution itself, or, searching for a solution to that problem. Okay, so this is where we go down to Google and we ask Google, hey, Google, how many people are actually searching for the solution to this problem? Okay, so this is where you need to understand what are the search terms that people will punch in. For example, if let's say you are your solution is to teach people how to, make videos, for example. But like, I'm going to tell you that I'm going to teach you how you can make awesome videos. Are you going to pay attention to me? Of course not, right? Because, well, you might, because maybe you like me, but for the rest of you, you will not, because I'm not solving your problem. Now, how about if I understand that, people are shy when they are in front of the camera? I do not know why, but why are you shy? Just speak like as if you are talking to a friend, right? So if people are shy in front of the camera, they perhaps, once the camera lights goes on, they freeze and they do not know what to say, and they fumble and they start speaking rubbish, or they start stuttering, whatever, right? So people are they are shy, they are not confident when they're in front of the camera. And so, what would be the search terms that these people will be using? They probably are going to search like tips on how to be confident in front of the camera, for instance, or they're going to type in like strategies to build self confidence, right? So they will be typing in a certain way into Google to search for that plausible solution itself. They are not going to search for from shy to confident, because I know that's a nice title to have, but that's not how people search, right? Typically. Okay, so once you've identified the problem that your solution solve, the next thing is to figure out what people are putting into Google to find out how many people are searching that, right? So that's something that you need to know. Now, how do you figure out what search terms people are going to punch in? Well, that's something that I'm going to cover in the July 15th webinar, so make sure you join me. If you're not sure where to go, let me type that out for you so that you can check out this webinar yourself. It's awesome stuff, because I'm going to share with you all the things that I've learned in the last 5 years. Yep. And I'm sure you will be able to pick up some goody tips, all right, from there. Okay. So you want to find out, what are the search terms that people use. And once you have identified the search terms, the third thing that you want to do is you want to find out how many people are doing the searches, right? How many people are doing the searches? Like the other day, I mentioned that there are altogether 6 billion searches in a day. 6 billion with a B in a day, right? And if you are able to, ascertain that out of that 6 million searches, you are able to get 0.0000001% of that, right? Just that small percentage of that. You know that percentage of that, the searches are for the search for the solution to that problem that you can solve. That's where you will go ching ching, right? And you will be able to know, like, okay, what is the amount of search volume for that solution that people are looking for? Okay, so some of you might ask, why is it important to know that? Well, if you if you are able to find out, what is the number of people who are searching for that, that tells you that there is a potential. That is the potential size of the market, right? That is the potential size of the market. And in the webinar itself, I will show you, how you can do it on local searches and how you can do it on the foreign country searches as well. So, once you know that, you have an idea of what is the potential market looks like. And what does that mean? Once you have an idea of the potential market looks like, and you are able to siphon some of this, searches to your website or to your property, that is where you have that possibility of ensuring that every day, right? Every day you have X number of traffic go into your store, into your website. Now, it's just the same like if you own a shoe shop, right? And you have foot traffic going into the store itself, and every day you can see, give or take, you will see like 200 to 500 people coming into the store. And from that observation itself, you know that, oh, there's 200 to 500 people that come into your store, maybe 200 on the weekday and 500 on the weekends, kind of thing. If you know that that is the amount of foot traffic coming in, you can also look at past data to determine, out of that 200 to 500, what is the percentage of them who would actually buy, right? And so once you know that, give or take, you will see at least 200 and at least 500 foot traffic into your store. From there, you have a business because you have something that is predictable. Now, of course, here is where we are assuming that whatever you're offering is actually something that people want, right? If it's something that people doesn't want, then you may get all the foot traffic you want, but it ain't gonna convert to sales. Okay, so once we have an idea of my solution, what problem does it solve? Next is, what are people typing into Google when they are looking for this solution, or they are looking for a solution to their problem, right? So that's number two. Number three is, we want to find out on average, either by per week or per month, what is the amount of people searching for that solution, or to find out how to solve that problem. So once you have this three, you are on a good state, because you are now far better than your competitors or anybody else who just wants to, leverage the internet and say that, well, because I think I'm creative, I'm able to do all this, and so I'm going to just put it out there. I'm just going to just start, and people are going to find me. Well, the truth of the matter is that we have more content. And that, by the way, that's something that I share on my website called Build Your Flywheel. It's a 4-part audio course, and so if you want to find out more about the new norm and how you can take advantage of that, make sure you head on down to buildyourflywheel.com, sign up for that 4-part audio course, and I'm pretty sure it's going to bring you the value that I created for you. Okay, so now you have that idea of that you have that minimum number of people coming in, and so the next part really is, how this next part of the strategy is, how do you get people to pay attention to you? Because if you're new in the market, if you're a new kid on the block, right, how do you get people to look at your market? I mean, how do you get people to look at your site? How do you get people to look at your offering? How do you get people to pay attention to you? Great question. So that therein requires a little bit of strategy, and that strategy basically it's competitor analysis. Now I have a way to find out how what is your chance of being on page 1 on Google, right? I will show you in the webinar how you can actually find out what are your chances of getting to page 1 for those particular keywords itself. So if you want to know, make sure you sign up for the webinar. It's a modest investment. I'm sure you can afford it if you are serious about business. That is something that you can do. Okay, and so what you would want to do is you will want to find out what your competitors are doing, right? What is it that they are offering? What is it that they are saying? What is it that the current set of customers for your competitors, what are they happy with? What are they not happy with? What is being satisfied? What is not being satisfied? Where is that angle? What is that positioning? All that good stuff. And most importantly, how easy is it for you to beat them in the game of search engine optimization? All right. Well, of course, unless you are thinking of building your business entirely on Facebook, then obviously this webinar is not for you, because I do not teach people to build their business on other people's turf. I'm able only to show you how I built my business using my own website. Okay, so if that's something that you want to know, make sure you check out the webinar. Once again, it's the link is in the comments, so make sure you check that out. Now, so you want to check out, how great is the competition and how much you can do or you can't do in order to achieve that possibility of becoming better than the competition. And sometimes competition is keen or is too intense that it may not be worth your while, because you still want to find out, yes, it's desirable, people are looking for that solution. Yes, it's feasible, you are able to put together the solution for them within your means, but is it going to be viable? Right? Is it going to be viable? So it may be feasible, it may be desirable, but it may not be viable. So that's a question you want to ask yourself as well. And so once you know all that, right? Once you know all that, that's when you are able to decide whether to launch or not to launch, or to go on to the next idea itself. So every decision, it's backed by research. Every decision is backed by data. It's never about gut feel. In fact, if you want to succeed in this game, you have to leave your gut at the door sometimes, because in this instance itself, you want to be so sure that when you are putting it out, you are able to get some kind of returns from there. You're not guessing, you're not thinking, you're not assuming, you're not hoping, right, that this is going to work. You know that it's going to work, and you have an idea that it's going to work. That's the kind of assurance that I want to give you. So if you want to find out more, make sure you check out the webinar. The webinar is good stuff, and I assure you, you're going to learn something from that webinar itself. So the way I have structured this is that you pay $49 US for the webinar, and you can buy it a la carte. That means you buy every session. I call it a catalytic course. You buy a catalytic course as and when I release them. You could do that. Or because on the next few weeks itself, what I'm going to do is I'm going to release a series of catalytic courses on this topic, because there are so many areas to cover. So I'm going to release the catalytic courses on this topic itself. What you can do is you can actually go to the community site. All right, you can go to the community site, and what you can do is you can actually sign up for a 1-year membership at $490 US, right? So that's $490 US for 1 year. But the good part is that, if you sign up for the 1-year plan, you would actually get a 30-day free trial, which means, if you sign up for the 1-year plan and you opt for the free trial, you will automatically be given that free trial. For that 30 days itself, you will be able to check out 2 catalytic courses. Now, if you were to pay for these 2 catalytic courses by themselves, it's $49 times 2. But right now, you are saying that, well, I think I'm going to sign up for 400 for a year, so I'm paying $490. But before you charge my credit card, you're going to give me a 30-day free trial. And within that 30-day free trial itself, if you decide that this is not something for me, well, then just cancel your subscription before the end of the trial, and your credit card will never be charged, right? But if you decide that, hey, that is something that I can benefit from, $490 US for a year, that will be equivalent to if you buy 10 catalytic courses on its own, right? However, if you stay for a year, what you are going to get is you're going to get twice a month. You're going to get 2 catalytic courses a month. Multiply that by 12, you are going to get 24, right? So do the math. You can pay for 10 at the same price as if you would sign up for a 1-year membership and get 24. On top of that, what you're going to get is that you're going to get support from moi. You are going also to get support and be able to meet up with like-minded people. So what's not to like, right? And so if that's something that you want to do, if you want to grow your business, you want to be able to use real strategies and clear-cut strategies that I'm going to be sharing with you, that is actionable, that is able to take you to help you pursue your digital ambition, uh, automate your workflow, and design a better customer experience, then do check out the community. This is Melvin Tan from the Melvin Live Show, and I'll speak to you on the next one. Bye-bye. Hey, where's my card? Oh, there it is. Bye-bye.